can't wait. Also, if you're a Build Space member or a Nights and Weekends Season 5 builder, Rishi and I actually are both in Build Space too. So there you go. Actually, we're probably competing for views right now with Build Space Nights and Weekends because they're running a live stream right. Actually, not right now. They will be at 2. So maybe we'll lose some viewers at 2, which is good because we moved Rishi's up from 2. So don't worry, guys. You have time. But let's jump into the tech news. We're officially on all the platforms right now. Though the titles on Kick and Twitch are wrong, but whatever. Don't have to worry about that, because no one likes Twitch. I'm kidding. No, we just don't get any views on Twitch because I've explained this before, but Twitch is really only good if say you're a big on Twitter or YouTube, but you really only do videos on YouTube and stream on Twitch. You can send your YouTube audience and Twitter audience over to Twitch, and that's really how people build a following. But I don't want you guys to go there. I want you to stay here on Twitter or YouTube. So, yeah, there's a little explanation for why I don't care that much about Twitch. But, all right, so, okay. Top of the headlines today, we're talking about Redbox. Half of you guys probably don't even know what Redbox is. I sound like an older person saying that, but I mean, it's true. Some of you might not. Redbox is a service where... Well, not a service. It's almost like a vending machine for movies, I guess is the best way to put it. But now with all the streaming, people don't really need to do that. But yeah, so top of the headlines, why Redbox has been powering down. The bankruptcy of Redbox parent company came after months of chaos, cash crunch, and corporate upheaval. All right. So basically, the reason you can probably tell why Redbox is going out of business is it's practically a... why can't I think of the name? Blockbuster, but in a vending machine. And Blockbuster went out of business. So now the vending machine version is also going out of business because everyone's streaming their stuff online, and they can find it all online. And it's probably, I don't know if it's cheaper. I mean, if you stream, right, Netflix for $7 a month with the ad plan. Again, if you watched last stream, you'll know why I know their plans. But if you have Netflix and you watch, say, a movie each night, say you're just, if you like watching a movie every night for, every month, every night, you never miss it, right? You would have to think about how much you would spend on movies if you rented them compared to $7 a month on Netflix. So it's not only cheaper, it's more convenient, and that's why Redbox is sadly going out of business, and they went bankrupt. But I mean, Redbox was big for a long time. They at one point that was one of the best ways to get movies, right? You go up, you get it. Now I don't think my family's ever gotten a movie from Redbox. I'm talking as a not with experience, but a lot of knowledge on what these. I mean, they're still around. They're just going bankrupt. Now, we don't know. I think they are closing. Sometimes this might be confusing to some people. Sometimes when you go bankrupt, the companies don't close down, which might be confusing to some people because a lot of the time they can be saved, bailed out of debt, something like that happens, and they live, but I don't think that's the case with Redbox. I think they're just going, but I'll have to read through this a little bit more. But yeah, so it says stores had unplugged thousands of the company's iconic red DVD rental kiosks. Payroll and expense reimbursements had been late. Several employees say their corporate gas cards have been declined, and they had they had read article after article about companies suing Redbox and its corporate parent company over unpaid bills. So basically, I guess what happens is so I guess what happened is if you have a Redbox vending machine, I keep saying vending machine. I don't even know if that's the kiosk. That's the better term. It's not really a vending machine. It's a kiosk. At your, say, store, right? I guess what would happen is you would be reimbursed or not. I don't know if reimbursed, but I think the payments, what the stores got, right, as a reward, I guess you could almost say, for having these kiosks at their stores and locations, was getting delayed. And not only that, but their own employees, that were, I believe because there were employees actually traveling around filling up these boxes, were also getting delayed payments. So, basically after all of this happened and it was really going downhill, some stores even started, again, unplugging the red box kiosks. So, yeah, it's not looking too good. I hope none of you were too attached to your DVDs. And I mean, maybe, now you don't need to return them. No, I'm kidding. They have your credit cards. You have to return them. I'm not suggesting anything here. Or suggesting anything bad. Actually, I should probably double check that every platform is kind of up and running, because I kind of just jumped into it and didn't double check. But no, it is. It is. Okay. Yeah, sometimes what happens is Twitter Spaces glitches. Like earlier on Young Minds and Market Finds, Nick couldn't hear me, but Rishi could. Just weird things. I've mentioned this before, that Twitter Spaces is a little clunky. I like it a lot, but it's got some bugs sometimes. All right, I got to keep an eye on the time too. But let's. By the way, speaking of investing, let's take a look at the markets. We follow some tech stocks here on TSARP. See how the market's doing. Nasdaq's up again, up 0.85%. S&P up 0.33%. And the Dow down 0.09. What's up with the Dow, guys? I don't know. Nasdaq's been doing great. I made a joke last time how that's all we care about since we're a tech podcast. I hope that didn't offend anyone. But yeah. So I believe the Nasdaq's also at an all-time high right now. The Nasdaq 100 hit above 20,000 today. Actually, not today. I think that's old news, and I only just realized that. They did it. Yeah, they did it on the 2nd, and I just actually on the 1st too. Okay, yeah, I'm just delayed here. It happened on the 1st, and I missed it. But yeah, big Nasdaq fan here. Also, I forget to mention this. The other reason we should be big Nasdaq fans is that's the only exchange I rang the bell at. Oh my God, I'm mentioning it again. I was joking. I filmed an interview on Timmy McKeegan's YouTube channel today. Awesome. I can't wait till it comes out. Love for you to guys to go over that now and watch some of his videos, because they're good. They're great, actually. So go check them out now. But also, when my interview comes out, check that out. But I was joking on there. Like, I've literally made NASDAQ my identity sometimes. Like, it's all over my Twitter, and I really got to start toning it down because it's a little much, and even I'm noticing it. And there I go, mentioning it again earlier, saying that's the only exchange I rang the bell at. But yeah, I mean, I'm a fanboy. Let's put it that way. Some people are Apple fanboys. Some are Android fanboys. Some are fans of teams, and I'm a fan of a stock exchange. But that's what happens when you're so into the markets. But okay, let's see. Oh no, Nvidia's down. I bet it's making headlines. I bet everyone's freaking out right now. That's what happens when Nvidia's down. I was really finding it funny when Nvidia had that big pullback the other day, and CNBC, all they were talking about for a while was oh no, is this the end of big tech? Are we going down? And they had literally gone from, let's see, so at the peak they were at 140, and it was a considerable drop. They reached 118, but now they're back at 127, so don't worry, it's coming back. And let's see, Bitcoin's still down a little bit there, and some of the other big tech, actually, Meta's up. I think Mark Zuckerberg surfing, actually he was hydrofoiling, I believe, and drinking beer with a tuxedo on, really made Meta stock go up, because it is up 4% today. And let's see, is it in the news sometimes? I use the platform TradingView. I don't know if you guys use it. I mean, actually, a lot of traders use it, but regular investors are kind of oh, TradingView? That's almost finance bro platforms, but I use it. I haven't bought a stock in, I don't know, it's been a few months, guys. I gotta get back to buying some stuff, but all right, so here we go. I figured I shared my screen on YouTube, but actually Meta's up 1% all time. I knew that, though. I don't know why I figured I would bring that up now, but all right, so yeah, so nothing in the news though. Why I brought up that I use TradingView is because I like the news feature. That news is like built in right here. They got a lot of good stuff in here. But I was trying to see anything. Oh, okay. So Mark Zuckerberg recreates his cringe fourth. Cringe. I don't think your stock going up 5% because of. Well, it's not because of the video. I mean, maybe, but no, it wasn't cringe, guys. It was good. Oh, I didn't even realize he was wearing Meta Ray-Bans. I should have assumed. Yeah. I mean, what other sunglasses would he be wearing? But yeah. I mean, look at this, guys. That is what a successful, smart, intelligent CEO looks like. So, yeah. I mean, that's why you got to invest in his company, because he can go hydrofoiling with an American flag and drinking beer in a tuxedo with Meta Ray-Bans on and a gold chain, which goes to show he must be smart and successful. But yeah, anyway, I thought this was funny. I actually wanted to bring it up in Young Minds and Market Finds today, and I forgot, which is kind of annoying. But I do have other topics I want to bring up. I also thought of after. I want to talk a little bit about the Texas Stock Exchange. So I do want to bring that up next time. So we have a bunch of topics we want to talk about next time. So stay tuned for that. We also might bring on a guest. We were talking about that too, which could be pretty cool. So yeah, we're getting better from here. You all know the first episode, it was good. It was a great episode today, but, it only gets better from there. After 300 and, is it now, we're on 340 episodes of TSARP, we've never been better. Actually, that's not a lie. We've never been better. Yeah, that's true. We're not at our peak, but we're going up. So yeah, I mean, once Young Minds and Market Funds hits 340 episodes, not that it won't, but I mean, we're talking a little big for just after the first episode. Let me put it that way. If we want to, it will get there, but I think that's a little ambitious just after the first episode. But yeah, I don't know where I originally started. I got off on too many tangents now. I don't know where I was. Amazon's also up, and oh no, Paramount's down. My favorite. No, it's not my favorite. It's just I've been wanting them to close a deal for months now, and they haven't. So I'm getting a little angry. Gotta admit. ASML is up. Sorry, in Supermicro. These are just some of the stocks I like. Look at my watch list. It's the most random stuff sometimes, but a lot of it's like tech, and I also have the the Atlanta Braves on my watch list, because if this is fun, I should have brought this up at Young Minds and Market Finds too. The Atlanta Braves, fun fact, they are the only publicly traded baseball team. I know, wild, but that's why they're on here, because I had recently researched that, and then I was like, oh, let me track them, see what's going on. So yep. All right. So I think let's get back to the tech news, because we have about 5 minutes till Rishi comes on here. We could probably fit one more topic in, and then we have stuff to talk about after he leaves, because we're gonna talk to him for a while too. But and then we'll go back to the tech news. So I can probably fit in one more. Peter Thiel's all-drug Olympics needs money. Oh, okay. So I did hear about this, and I heard about this a little while ago, and this was interesting. So, and I didn't realize this was Peter Thiel, but it is. And if you don't know Peter Thiel, like literally the GOAT, well, not literally. Well, I mean, as in greatest of all time, yes, but he's not a GOAT. He's human. The stuff I feel like I need to clarify. Oh no, I closed out of it. Oh no, bring it back. So I heard about this a while ago. Didn't realize it was him though. So Peter Thiel is, by the way, the reason he's a GOAT, not a GOAT, the GOAT, is he was a early founder of PayPal, of Palantir, big military defense company, huge investor, founder of the Thiel Fellowship, which is really I'm a fanboy of the Thiel Fellowship, let's put it that way. Just what they do for young founders is incredible. So I'm a fanboy of Peter Thiel, let's put it that way. Anyway, he started this thing called the Enhanced Games, or he's gonna. And literally what it is it's an all-drug Olympics. Yeah, just Olympics. It's literally the athletes are allowed to basically use steroids and anything they want, which sounds pretty unhealthy. Not just sounds, that's probably pretty unhealthy. The idea is quite something, though. It's in theory, it would probably be very entertaining to watch, but is it healthy? I don't know. I don't know at all. But and it's a Saturday night life skit come to life is the best way to describe this thing, because it sounds like it's a joke, but it also sounds pretty entertaining, but it just does not sound healthy. So, yeah, but basically the reason this is in the news again is because they need some money. They need to raise $300 million to make this work, which is also a little confusing because I don't know why they need so much money for this project. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I memean, they have the marketing down. It's already in the news. He's Peter Thiel. He can make anything hit headlines. And then I don't know where the 300 million's going. I mean, if he wants athletes, I don't know why. Oh, I guess because he's paying the athletes. I guess he's paying the athletes a good amount. I think I also heard that the athletes will be well paid because the Olympics doesn't pay well, from what I know. But that might be it. He might be paying the athletes. But he also, I mean, does he need, I mean, I guess he needs to rent out a stadium or some type of event space, right? And if he's doing, like, all different games, like swimming and that stuff, too. So, yeah. But anyway, that's the topic. It's quite interesting. It's almost like it sounds better than a Saturday Night Live skit. I keep saying life. I just realized I keep saying life. Live skit. It's almost more like an episode out of the TV show Silicon Valley. That's what it sounds like more. But all right, there you go. We should probably bring on Rishi now to talk about Investeen. So let me invite him to speak. Let's see. Okay, actually he wasn't here. Now he's gone. Oh no, guys, I lost him. I think the time was 1:20. Unless I was, yeah, I think I said 1:20. 1:20. Okay, I think we're good. All right, let me send him the link. Unless, or maybe also my browser, I might be glitching too. So let me quickly actually join on another browser just to double check that that everything's working. Even if he isn't in right now, it's just I've had glitches before like this. So double checking. All right. I don't know. I hope there's also not an echo. There might be. That everything's working, even if he isn't in right now. It's just I've had glitches before. This is confusing. Like this, so. Okay. I think I'm gonna close that. I think you could still. Oh no. Oh no. I closed out of it. Oh my god. Oh no, this is bad. Okay, well, we're still here on YouTube, but I closed out of the thing on Twitter Spaces. Okay, this is not good. I need to figure out how to fix this quick. Okay, this is a total me thing to do, to accidentally end the Twitter Space before we bring the guest on. Yep, that's a me thing to do. All right, let me just restart it. It's not rocket science to restart. It's just now all the Twitter posts about this space won't work. Actually, that's not true. It's within an hour I can replace the link. Yes. All right. And then let me update this. Okay. And then he'll be all good to come on. All right. I am really messing up these topics here. Tech news. There we go. All right. Let me start this up, record it, and share it with him. And then we'll be good. It went from not having him on the podcast, not having him ready to go, and then to me totally ending the whole thing. But oh no, and now Twitter won't load, so it won't. Oh no, guys, it's all downhill from here. You can't. It's all done. Actually, I'm just gonna pack up and go home, guys. Thanks for watching. I'm kidding. I won't do that. Oh my god, it's all loading. It's all broken. I'm just gonna start it without topics because that's probably easier. I'm just gonna select investing. Where is it? Now all the topics. Investing. Maybe digital creators would work. Okay. And then I'll do, or entrepreneurship, and then I'll do tech news. Okay. Save. Start now. And let's hope this works. Okay. Watching from the YouTube live stream, haha. Oh no, he said, well, he's watching right now, but will join now. Oh no. I'm trying. It's starting. I don't know. It's going. Okay, it's just going real slow. I just saw it pop up. Okay. We should be good. It's going slowly but surely. I think. What is wrong? Is it my Wi-Fi or is that just Twitter being bad? Connecting, reconnect. All right. I think as long as everyone can hear on Twitter, I'm going to have to double check. All right. We should be good. Let me invite Rishi up and we should be all good now. All right. I just approved him. All right. I fixed it. I fixed the catastrophe. It's better than some of the other catastrophes we've had in the past. All right. Rishi, how you doing?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good.
All right.
Glad
So,
to be back on.
yeah. So what's going on? What have you been up to working on Investeen? And then we'll jump into what Investeen is too. But I already described it a little bit.
Yeah, totally. So I just got back from vacation just yesterday, so I was having a little bit of jet lag and stuff. But this morning I started working on the Substack post that I was about to release, more related to like a behind the scenes of my channel. I'm also working on publishing a new video tomorrow, which is going to be about new management, new highs, and new leadership or new products in a company. This part of this Can Slim strategy that I'm analyzing as part of a series on my channel. But yeah, that's what I've been getting into right now.
Yeah, and I mean, I watch all the videos you put out. I love them. I think they're a great way for, teens just to get a better understanding of just, investing in general. There's a lot of different ways. There's apps nowadays and stuff like that, but there's nothing better than just like, just a YouTube video to describe, to explain things. Because some people are just visual learners and need to just hear it too, rather than read it.
Yeah,
And
totally.
it's a great way. And putting it on social media is great too. So for anyone that didn't hear earlier or doesn't know Investeen, it's a YouTube channel about investing for teens. I'm very jealous of that name. I don't know how Nick and I were trying to start, basically what is Young Minds and Market Finds now, but like a few months ago, kind of, in a different way. And we were like trying to come up with names, and we came up with Young Minds and Market Finds. But Investing is just fantastic. All right, so how did you? Let's go into the beginning of this. How did you come up with the idea for Investing?
So my dad's always been a big trader and stuff like that, and so I always used to watch him and like be so confused what's going on. Like what is this like little squiggly line always just moving on the screen, right? So I started watching some videos from Richard Moglen and his team at Traderline, which was like he's really amazing guy for investing. But I felt like teens like me couldn't really understand what's going on, right? So what I was trying to do is attack the entire idea of long-term investing and actual successful investing strategies, but make it easy enough for a high schooler to understand what's going on. And so this idea came up in my freshman year, but I was pretty busy throughout the year. So then I decided to start it last summer. I made videos each week regarding, some basic investment topics. And then I actually stopped recording and stuff for 5 months since January, and I just started back this summer again due to being in a research phase, and I was just trying to learn as much as I could. I realized that that was not the way to go, and I should have been keeping my videos going uh, consistently while because it's about learning and growing while you're making your channel. But now I'm all back into this groove of making my investment videos.
Yeah, and you partially, I don't know what came first, getting back into it or joining Build Space, but you're also currently in Nights and Weekends, right? Season 5?
Yep, I am in nights and weekends.
Yeah, and how did you find them?
Um, So I think it was on Twitter. Or it was actually on YouTube. I was just scrolling on Shorts, I think, and then I saw a Build Space short. It was like, the one of those videos where it's like, this is Mattia,
Oh,
and it's like
yeah.
they talk to
Yeah.
me about the project. I'm like, I love the video. I was like, this is amazing, right? I'm like, I don't. It seems like it's an in-person type of program, right? So I just started to look into it. I was like, oh, it's a 10-minute application, and it's like you can do it from anywhere around the world. It's about building your projects and stuff. So I started looking into other creators who already went through Build Space and stuff. And so I was really interested in it, and then I realized that great way that I could attack growth as a aspect of my channel would be through joining Build Space, and it's really helped. I've felt more consistent with what I've been working on and gaining like a bunch of new strategies of content creation and channel growth through joining the program. But it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and I joined the program too, and like you were saying, what's really fantastic about it is just like how quick the application was. And actually, it
Yeah.
was like a fantastic implementation of I guess you would say AI too, but yeah, it was like an AI chatbot almost, where you explain your idea and what you want to work on, and then it also rephrased it into almost like a profile for you and an application. And it was just a really
Yeah.
interesting, quick way to get like an application done. And I thought that was cool. So, since you got back into doing Investeen, what has been your process for making these videos? How do you go about them?
So I have a pretty tight schedule. I have a lot of things that I'm doing outside of school. Like I have an internship. I play tennis. I work for a nonprofit and stuff like that, right? So one of my main priorities is the channel because I've been doing, podcasts. I had a tech podcast before in middle school actually, and then I pivoted over to investments. But I don't want to go off on a tangent, but I was I normally start working on my notes or like some ideas and topics that I want to work on throughout Tuesday and Thursday when I'm free, and then on Friday I start recording. Maybe it takes like an hour or two just to get the topics more into some synthesized areas, and then go through the entire recording process, which doesn't take as much time, but it's like everything goes according to plan.
All right, I had disconnected for a second there, but I caught most of what you were saying. So all right, and then what's your favorite part of like the whole process of making these videos? Is it the researching? Is it the filming, the editing?
It's definitely the researching. I feel like I pick up so many new things that I didn't even think of talking about while I'm researching any topics to talk about. And when I go into these series, like the one that I'm attacking right now, which is canceling, it's more easier to figure my notes out and get my ideas into some nice list. And then I really like also looking at the charts and then showing my viewers um, all the parts that are important and what they should be taking away.
Yeah, and also I don't know who, I mean, this isn't really a quote, but it's just really a fact that when you teach something, you learn it better yourself. You get a better understanding of that, which is kind of like why I love talking and also like, teaching different parts of tech because you just learn it better, which is just awesome.
Yeah,
So,
the funny thing is that's exactly why I started my channel. Like I saw one of the quotes. I think it was, if you're listening to someone, it's 10, you only retain 10% of what they tell you, but when you're teaching it yourself, you retain 90% of what you're talking about. So it's
gotcha.
like it's so much more easier to learn and actually grow through making videos, which is like I also started making the entire channel as a beginner. It's not like I have some bachelor's degree. I'm a high schooler. Like I'm just saying what I love to talk about.
Yeah, and yeah, that was probably one of the quotes I originally heard where I learned that. And where do you get most of your research for your videos?
So right now for the strategy that I'm making a series on, there's this book called How to Make Money in Stocks by William J. O'Neill. It's a really, really great book for anyone that's trying to get into investing. It's focused on like swing trading and longer term trading strategies, like hitting on a couple months, maybe couple weeks at minimum, couple months, maybe a couple years, even if it's a growth like a long term stock. Um, so I months maybe I'm kind of taking what he says in the book and simplifying it for teens, which is the entire like point of my channel.
Yeah. And that's great that, how you approach that. And, it's kind of like I used to think, why would I need to, YouTube is a great alternative or is an alternative to like almost reading, people seem to think. Like, like I can learn through YouTube. It's better than just like reading the whole book, right? But what I noticed
Yep.
a lot of the time is YouTube videos then have to be like optimized for the YouTube algorithm in a way that almost like kind of hurts the educational value because they sometimes have to leave out informational parts because those might be boring and that would hurt the videos. But what I love about your videos is you keep it interesting and not boring, but all the informational parts are still in there. So you've made like a great compromise in your videos that just makes it keeps it interesting and a lot of information while also not being boring, which is great. And that's really exactly what you need to do in these types of videos. So, in the future, after you finish your Can Slim series, what are some other types? What are some other video ideas you have?
So right now, I actually have a layout that I was actually going to do. So I wanted to get people into technical analysis as well. So it's more about like, how do you actually read a chart? Like examining different patterns. That was actually the thing that I'm going to do as soon as Canceling series is over. It's inside the book about the how to make money in stocks. They talk about these patterns that you see, like cup and handle pattern and double bottom pattern, like stuff like that, right? So I want to cover these patterns and say, like, show my viewers how to catch these patterns and know, like, okay, this is when there's going to be a bull run, or the stock price is going to fall, some sort of pullback or something.
Gotcha. And are you also interested in crypto or just stocks?
As of right now, I am currently just in stocks. I'm not considering, like as of right now, I'm not considering to go into crypto or futures or any other like financial derivatives or anything, because I feel like they're a lot more volatile. So I like to stick to stocks, which have consistently seen um, like higher growth and more stability. So it's like I'm not. It's not like I'm not open to crypto though. It's like maybe in the future, but as of right now, I'm staying with stocks.
Gotcha. And kind of more with like your personal opinion on stocks. Like, how do you feel about like dividend stocks? Do you like the idea of like passive income from those, or you have another
Definitely,
opinion?
but it's not like that's not something I like completely target or anything. I myself haven't invested much yet, so I don't have a specific preference, but I'm not against the idea of it. But um, you know, it's there's no issue or anything. I mean, like I guess the passive income idea is a good idea, but it's not like that's not something I usually target. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's actually another question I was going to ask you. So you said you haven't really invested um, in the market actually yet too much?
No, I'm doing more analysis right now. I'm not like a trader or anything. Like I don't have much time to actually get trading in, but it's more about learning about the market. Also really into economics. So I've taken, like school classes related to economics. I read literature, um, research papers, stuff like that, which is one of my also main interests. And, like business stuff as well. Like I'm really into reading about starting businesses, like indie hacking. I've seen a lot of stuff about that. I'm trying to get into tech as well. So yeah.
Gotcha. And I forgot I had a question on that topic, but we can also kind of talk about how you said you have some interest in uh, indie hacking and that stuff. Do you have any of like a coding background?
So I do know how to code in Python and Java, not to any sort of high level or anything. I'm trying to get back into it this summer. I'm looking to start some sort of business or project, or at least have fun making some sort of tool. I really think that using code and programming and software development is the main way to build, especially in this era. I feel like someone with a business background, like me, as of right now, like a sales and business background, wouldn't be as much of a builder without the technical aspect, which I'm trying to target.
Yeah. And do you when what's your long-term vision for what you want to do? Do you kind of want to go into the startup world, start your own thing or join another startup, or kind of go more into the investing route, like Wall Street route?
Oh no, I'm 100% on the startup route. Like investments is not something I'm not. I don't want to be like like a full time trader or like go into investment banking or like maybe if there's some sort of thing, it would probably be venture capital or private equity. I'm not into any of the other stuff as of right now. Like I'm more trying to focus on startups, which is why I'm trying to learn programming as of right now.
Yeah, and you sound a lot like how I think of things. Like, I'm into investing and like Wall Street, but I wouldn't go into that area. I would definitely, and I'm kind of going towards now, like, the startup route. And also, like, what I would probably do, long term vision, is like after I, hopefully build a successful company, I would kind of then go into like the venture capital route. Does that sound like something you would probably do too?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't want to, think too big of it
Oh,
right
yeah.
now, but definitely as of right now, like I want to go into the, startup world for sure. That's like it just seems like there's so much creativity involved with it. And I do like taking risks. So I feel like it would be something that you can definitely capitalize off of, but also have fun doing.
Yeah, and actually, I said this in Timmy's podcast, which I did today. Which I was like, he asked me, where do I see myself in like a year? What am I doing in a year? And I'm like, well, I approach things where I don't know where wherever this takes me, so I kind of like you were saying, like I don't want to think that far out either, because like I could really go in a ton of different directions, and it sounds like you could too. So we already
Yeah.
talked about how you're interested in investing and also startups and coding. Do you have any other hobbies or interests?
As of right now, I'm more into like, the business and tech world, and that's like, I'm kind of, I've been stuck on that for a while. I also like to look at things in a quantitative way. So like, I like doing math a lot, in school, which seems kind of contrary to the general opinion, of students my age. So like, most people don't like math, but I um, try to leverage that when I'm going into analysis of um, anything that I do. It's like I love using math. It's just one of my favorite things.
Yeah, and it's funny you say that because I've decided I've come to the opinion or come to the conclusion that my opinion is I really like math when I'm good at it, and otherwise when I'm not doing so well, it's not my favorite. But like I love when I can also I really love like math like just like equations done through almost like the calculator, so like the manual work isn't all on me, but kind of more of the, and I guess this is kind of like what a lot of people in business's opinion is too, like, more of like not the very basic idea of like, the multiplication, like I love doing multiplication, which is a lot of people do, but I'm more of like, the other stuff like equations I'm more into, I guess you could say. But yeah, that's my
Yeah,
opinion. I like math when I'm good at it. that's
yeah.
that's how I roll. But all right, so before we wrap up your segment, is there anything else you want to talk about you might want to go into in the future, and then you can plug whatever you want to also.
Yeah, I think I cut out in the beginning when I was talking. But I was saying that I used to have a tech podcast when I was in middle school, kind of like around when you started your podcast, like around your age. But I really love tech, and it's like that's something that I really want to start getting into. And I feel like another thing that I also want to start doing in the future is like understanding the news and like understanding politics, because like I hear so much about politics, but I never really get to understand too much of it. Like I don't know what to believe, and I want to be more independent with my thinking and not be influenced as much for politics. But I don't want to go too much into that. But then just on top of that, I just want to stick with becoming more um, proficient with some sort of technical skill like programming.
Yeah, and actually, I see your thoughts with the politics thing, and actually, that could be a venture for someone else. Not really too much what I would get into, but it could be a good idea for someone to start almost like a YouTube channel or a podcast for teens, just understanding concepts of politics almost where not taking any sides at all, remaining pretty neutral, but just understanding politics could be something for another teen. If any teen wants to take that idea, go ahead. Definitely not my
Yeah,
category to go into,
no,
but
not mine either, man.
yeah.
Not mine either.
But so yeah, so we'll leave that one
I,
out for anyone who wants to take it. But yeah, so
yeah,
all right. Well, go check out Investeen, and also on YouTube, Investeen, and then on Twitter you can check out Rishi's profile. He's been posting about updates on what he's doing with Investeen and stuff like that. So go check him out. And is there anything else you want to plug?
no, I think that's all. But I'm really excited for the Young Minds and Market Finds episode that we're gonna consistently start um, doing on Fridays and stuff. I think that's what we decided.
Yeah, I
But
think that.
I'm really excited to keep talking with you guys about this. Like the episode this morning was amazing. I feel like I learned a lot from you guys, and sharing ideas is really awesome. So I think this will motivate me to keep staying active with what's going on in the news and stuff like that, and continuing all my analyses that I do. And this has been a really awesome interview too. So thank you so much for inviting me on.
Yeah, and thanks for coming on. And you're like earlier today in Young Minds and Market Finds, it was funny like listening to you and Nick talk because I was like, there's so much I can learn from them too. That like even some stuff they're saying, like I'm like barely grasping. So I'm like, yeah, there's even stuff I can learn. So it's so I'm excited to continue Young Minds and Market Funds and learn from you guys too. So again, thanks for coming on. And if wherever you take investing, I'd love to have you back on the future about any updates you're working on or anything like that.
Definitely, man.
All right.
I am definitely open to doing that.
All right. Thanks. See ya.
Yep. See you, Andrew.
All right. So, let's see. The markets before we jump back into tech news. Yeah, pretty much the same. No big changes here. Just yeah, everything's pretty much in the same place. All right. So let's jump over to The Verge. Catch up on any tech news. I missed earlier. I think I only got to like 2 topics. By the way, if you're only tuning in now, there's a first part of this interview that you probably missed because because I failed to operate a Twitter space correctly. So yeah, after this you can go back and check that out. Yeah, I'll probably update my post with both links, which would probably fix my problems. But yeah, all right. So, let's check out the tech news. We got oh, dear Roku, you ruined my TV. Maybe we'll jump into that one. That's interesting. Let's see. Apparently, Apple's making a Formula One movie. I don't know if that's kind of more movie news than tech news, but figured I would mention it. Oh, okay. This one might be a little interesting since it kind of applies to me too, being, I guess, a YouTuber. I don't know. I don't know. Would I call myself a YouTuber? I don't know. I upload YouTube videos. There you go. YouTube live streams. I'm a streamer, guys. I'm practically ninja. I'm gonna start I'm gonna start Fortnite content because I'm really good at gaming. And actually, people have tried to pitch me on that idea. I'm not even kidding. A lot of people are like, yo, you really should do gaming content, like TSARP Gaming. And they want to get on. They're like, I'll co-host it with you. It's like, no, it's just really not going to happen. So it's kind of been like a running joke, too, like TSARP Gaming for a long time. But, all right. So anyway, jumping into this. Why can't I switch Oh, okay. There we go. I switched to the intro for a little bit. Actually, we could roll the intro, but maybe later. All right, YouTube's improved eraser tool easily removes copyrighted music from videos. The tool now uses an AI-powered algorithm to help creators mute copyrighted material without affecting other audios in their videos. This would be awesome if I had it a few months ago. So when we used to do the Scratch live streams on YouTube, where we would play people's Scratch games, if you don't know Scratch, it's a coding language, online coding platform. And those live streams were fun, but they weren't like our target audience, so like we kind of messed up our audience like analytics for a while, but you know, whatever. So that's kind of like why we stopped. People have asked why we stopped, and well, there's the response. Maybe one day, maybe we'll start a separate channel to do them one day. But all right, so yeah, so basically this tool would be awesome because when we were doing those live streams, we would have music of the games we were playing in the streams, but a lot of that music was copyrighted, and then our whole episode would be now copyright striked. Now, we weren't then, and aren't now monetized, so it's not a big deal because it really didn't affect us. But if we were, we would have lost money on those episodes. Though, again, we don't make any money. So it wasn't a big deal, but this is really cool because we wouldn't have had to see in the YouTube studio that little yellow mark saying it was copyright striked if we could just have used this YouTube tool then to remove the audio while keeping our voices in it, because that's what this tool does, and that's really cool because this is a big problem for creators. They have this a lot where, like, even, say, you're just, walking through Times Square. Now, you wouldn't hear any music probably in Times Square. But say you were just walking somewhere with music, right? Say you were filming a vlog and music gets in the background. There's nothing you can really do besides not use that clip until now, when you can now remove it. There's probably also third-party tools you could use, be in the editing process before you upload it to YouTube. But yeah, so anyway, this is really cool. And definitely if we ever run into this issue, I would be excited to, I guess, not excited to have the issue, but would be excited to use this tool, I guess you could say. All right. Let's see what else is up with the news for today. Oh my God. It's we kind of talked about that the other day, so I'm not going to go into it. But Meta's Threads is thriving 1 year in, but X is still in the fight. This is actually, I do want to go into this. I lied because they're making it out. I'm a big X defender. I like X. I don't really know why, and it's there is so much brain melting stuff on X, which I mainly now have been able to get out of my algorithm. But most of it's just like teen founders now and startup news. So I'm liking X right now. But let's read through this. So Threads may seem like the hair the apparent to the short posting format. Okay, I don't the heir to the the heir apparent to the short posting format. But it still has work to do. Well, yeah, because we recently talked about how Threads only has, I think Threads only has 175 million. Yeah. 175 million users, where X had like 300 and something. So X is still a while ahead. So I don't know. This article's a little weird, but let's not judge it yet. Let's read through it, get a good opinion. So the site arrived at the right moment. By last summer, Elon Musk's takeover of X, which back then was still called Twitter, hadn't only seen him wantedly firing I can't even say half these words, and shutting off servers, but also making changes with real consequences for the site's user experience. That site had been very unstable, and major advertisers fled, leaving in their wake cheap garbage product and crypto ads. Chaotic changes to verification led first to high-profile impersonations and celebrity suspensions, and then to spread of false information. So, starting with this, so they're mainly talking about how when Elon first took over, X wasn't doing the best because of a lot of these issues, right? Mainly, a lot of them came when he allowed anyone to get a verified checkmark, and then a lot of false information was spreading because people were pretending to be, important people. But that has since also kind of been fixed, because now, it's against the terms of service. So if you're pretending to be someone, what you'll see a lot is you'll see in their username like parody. So that's happens a lot. So they've really fixed that. But they also. They still have a lot of crypto ads on the site, but they probably lowered some of those. And it's also not that unstable. Again, besides Twitter Spaces, I've talked about that. But, yeah, so they fixed some of that up, but some of it is still in the platform with problems. Thread had the promise of a social platform without all of that baggage, even if the app was pretty bare bones when it launched on July 5th, 2023. So we talked about this for a long time, that again, it was pretty bare bones. It didn't have a lot of the features that X had, like even simple things, like it didn't have hashtags for a while, which was just like I feel like that's a pretty basic feature of social media, even though hashtags are kind of like out of style now. That's like the iconic symbol of social media, a hashtag, but they didn't have hashtags for a while. So it's just kind of going to show like how they were kind of behind for a little while. But they are catching up now with features. Still have a while to go, though, with users. So, yeah, it's a fight. Give it to Meta. They've created quite a competitor here. Elon would probably say that he's not scared, but I bet he is scared because they do have a good competitor. But, if there's one thing that drives innovation and drives a lot of good, is competition. So we'll be excited to see, both Threads and X will have to work very hard to make a great platform to beat the other one. And maybe if we're lucky, we'll end up with two great platforms. But we'll have to see. So, can you believe it's only been a year? I feel like it's been more than a year, but no, I guess it's been not more than a year, less than a year, I meant. I guess it's a year. I was thinking it was more like late August, but I guess I had only joined it like late August, so I guess it was, by the way, I don't use it. I joined it to see to see how it was working, and then I haven't used it since. But yeah, so I guess it was around this time, and then I only joined late August. Okay, that makes sense. So there you go. That's the Threads news. I guess that's different news from what we talked about on Monday, but Monday we were basically just comparing. Am I saying Monday? What's today? Is today Monday? No. Yes. No. No, today's Friday. That was Monday. Or maybe it was Wednesday. No, it was probably Wednesday. I don't know days, guys. It's summer. I have no clue what the days are. But it could honestly be you could say it was any day, and I wouldn't know. All right. So, let's see what else is here. Oh, what is this? Nothing is teasing its next, or nothing? Oh. Nothing's a company name. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Nothing is teasing its next smartwatch customizability. Yeah, that's a word. I don't know. That sounded weird to me for the first second. Okay. Yeah, so if you didn't know, Nothing is a big company. They made the Nothing phone, which was a phone that kind of looked like, it was interesting. It was definitely a statement. Here, let's see if I can pull up a picture. Nothing phone. I don't know if you guys remember this, because this was a little while ago. This was headlines for a while. And it was supposed to look very similar to an iPhone, which is why it really made headlines. Okay, so I guess this is a good photo. Okay, let me copy that. The problem is I'm using 2 different web browsers, so it's not like I can just drag over tabs. I know, it's weird. I gotta stop. I should just use one. This was the back of the Nothing phone. You kind of got a cool, like, look into the components slightly. I mean, it wasn't components. It was just kind of more of an industrial feel. This image is blurry. I don't really know why. But yeah, so there you go. That is the Nothing phone, and now they're working on another version of their smart watch. I assume it's called the Nothing Watch. I'm not fully sure, but I would assume. But yeah, so we'll have to see. I don't really know what upgrades come with that. I also don't know how interesting that would be to people. But definitely something to check out. Yeah, if you're interested in that stuff. All right, this topic, though, I kind of want to jump ahead to because it's a cool one. So let me get into this. So, I don't know if you guys are very informed on the venture capital world. Big words there, I know. But SoftBank is a big venture capitalist firm that invests in startups. So if you're starting a startup, go check them out now. They're very exclusive to failing co-working spaces. I'm kidding. The reason I say that is because SoftBank was the largest investor in WeWork, which they recently got out of bankruptcy. So they're restarting WeWork. It's going to come back, guys. I'm telling you. Not fully sure. I don't really know what's happening with WeWork. But, yeah, so that's why I know them, because of WeWork, and they were a big investor in WeWork. But they are going to borrow $10 billion for AI-related projects. So if you're building an AI product and it's pretty good, you probably, I don't know if they invest. I don't know if they're commonly the first investor in things, but I don't know. To me, like, it's very difficult to get those big VCs like SoftBank. I mean, they wouldn't. I say this like, I've been trying too. I haven't been trying, but I don't know. It's like, I don't know. I guess I should believe in teen founders. I don't know why I'm being very. It's not possible. No, go do it. Go prove me wrong. Go get SoftBank as your first investor in your AI startup. As a teen. If you're older than that, I don't really care. But if you're if you're a teen, I want to go see it. So, yeah. Or maybe I'll put in the first dollar and own a fraction of your company. But that dollar would probably be worth a lot when you IPO, and then 20 years after that, and maybe it will reach like $1,000, which would be pretty cool. Anyway, totally unrelated, so let's get back to this. Well, I mean, not too unrelated. If you're starting an AI startup, this is great because more money going into the venture capital pool for AI is always good, not just if you're looking for investment from SoftBank or if SoftBank invests in you, but if now that we're seeing headlines, SoftBank is investing $10 billion into AI. Other venture capitalist firms are going to be like, hey, we want we got to get more into the game. If SoftBank's putting in $10 billion, let's put in $10 billion. A lot of the whole venture capital funds don't have $10 billion to invest, but they'll, if they just see SoftBank's putting in that much money, they will put in a bunch of money too. So if you're a founder, this is good news for you, especially in the AI world, but it doesn't even have to be AI, right? If you're just, it's just, for a while, the VC world was, kind of slowing down. It wasn't the best market, but now this shows it's thriving again. And yeah, it's a great time for founders, and I guess for VCs, because there's a lot of great things to invest in, because if there weren't, they wouldn't be putting this much money into them. So, there you go. So this is like a great example of a cross between business and tech news, which is why we do both, because they cross over a lot. All right, let's see what else we got here. There's some chip race news, but I feel like we've been pretty not AI so far today, which has been good. I gotta admit, it's been refreshing, definitely. So maybe we try to stay not that it's that bad, but maybe stay off of the AI. We did this topic though, but that was more like startup-y. All right, here's a little topic which could be a good time saver. Nike's self-lacing Adapt BB sneakers are I didn't realize that it said losing. Is losing their remote control mobile app. Okay, forget about this. I thought they were adding it or making an update. I just saw the self-lacing and mobile app. Forget about that. They're losing their mobile app. I didn't know Nike actually makes self-lacing shoes. I want self-lacing shoes. Those would be so cool. Just for the idea of them. Like having them, just press a button, boom, be like, boom, see? But alright, anyway, despite the ongoing popularity of the Back to the Future trilogy that inspired the self-lacing tech found in Hyper Adapt 1.0 and Air Mags, Nike announced that it no longer is creating new versions of Adapt shoes. Now the Adapt BB mobile app used to control the $350 third iteration of Nike self-lacing sneakers will disappear from the App Store and iPhone Store next month. Without the app, owners can use the physical buttons on the sneakers to power them on and off, check battery status, tighten or loosen the laces, and save a single preset. But there will be no way to adjust the shoe's lighting. That's really annoying to not be able. You bought the shoes and not be able to change the lighting. That is. I don't even know how that's allowed. I guess there's no rules against that, right? But to buy a sneaker for a physical feature, and not be able to use it, just because they discontinued an app, is going to annoy a lot of people. Luckily, I don't have these shoes, so I'm not personally angry at this. But yeah, look at these shoes. These are cool. I didn't even know these existed. Here's the app that's going away. But yeah, these are cool. These are different shoes. They just put that as a cover image, but that is not, from what I know, actually real. Nike made just 89 pairs of these. Yeah, these are futuristic self-lacing shoes. They were real though, and you could use the app, but they weren't, really on the market too much because they had 89. But maybe I'll find some on the market and do a review. I never do tech reviews. The only tech review I've done, I think, is really, and you could barely say this, is of the Meta Ray-Bans when I had them. But yeah, so yeah, and I kind of just said oh, they're cool. Some problems, but yeah, maybe I should do more reviews. I don't know. I don't have the capital to invest in these products. But maybe soon. So, all right, self-lacing tech, not doing too well. Bad day for self-lacing shoes. Hard to be self-lacing shoes out there nowadays. Just difficult thing to do. All right. So, more getting rid of things or no longer doing things. Man, Nintendo Japan will no longer repair the Wii U. A year after Nintendo Japan announced it would stop repairing the Wii U when its supply of parts ran out, the company confirmed this week its Japanese support teams are no longer able to fix the 12-year-old console as spotted by Nintendo Life. So, I don't get the difference between repairing and fixing because it said a year after Nintendo Japan announced it would stop repairing the Wii U, they announced this week, a year after the last one, that they're also not going to be able to fix it anymore. So I don't really get the difference. Maybe repairing means putting difference. I'm going to look up if there's a difference that I didn't know about. But I would be pretty dumbfounded, gotta admit. Repairing and fixing. My only thought is one might be with adding new parts in, and one just might not be. Or I'm totally just being dumb right now, which could also be. Okay. So to fix something focuses on taking any measures necessary to solve the problem, including changing or removing problematic parts. Okay, repair specifically means restoring something that is broken or damaged to its functional state that it will work properly again. So there's a difference, but I don't get it. This is so off topic, but I'm mentioning it anyway. I think that what I'm getting here is that it's changing or removing problematic parts and then restoring. I don't know. It's not even that important, but there's just a different, they're different. But I don't get their definition. I wish they included a definition, but okay, maybe you guys knew this, that there's a difference between fixing and repairing. I thought those were pretty much synonyms, but I don't know. I'm kind of confused now with English. I mean, this isn't an English podcast, okay? There's a reason I'm into business and tech and not English, because I'm not the best at it, but even though it is my first language. So, there you go. All right, let's move on to a topic that I do know what it means. All right, NES Golf is now easily playable on the Switch. All right, so I believe this is talking about the NES original golf game, I guess. Did they have one? Oh, the page isn't loading. Oh, this article isn't working. Okay, that's weird. Let me test this again. Might take a little while. All right. NES Golf is now easily playable on the Switch. Nintendo's July collection of classic games coming to the NES Online includes Golf, programmed by the company's former CEO, who passed away in 2015. Shortly after the Switch's debut, a copy of Golf was discovered as an Easter egg on the console. So, okay, so shortly after the Switch's debut, it was in the console, but finding and playing the game is now much easier. Okay, so it wasn't easy. It was mostly an Easter egg, but now it is easier, and it's just in the, I believe, the emulator app on the Switch, the NES emulator app. So, all right, if you want to go play some good old NES Golf, I've never played it, you can, if you have a Switch, which you probably do if you want to play an NES Golf, because you're probably a Nintendo fanboy, I would have to assume. If you, well, maybe not, but I would assume. So, there you go. So, go check it out if you have a Switch and Nintendo Online with the emulator, which I do. So, maybe, guys, that's what we're doing. We're streaming NES Golf. That's going to be a sick episode, guys. TSARP Gaming is happening, and it's NES Golf. I wish I could say we would do that. I would literally do that just for the memes, but I don't know how I would record. Could we? Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, no, Nintendo might come after me if I pull up an NES emulator. Not gonna lie. Emulator, NES Golf. Let's see. Could I do it? They might come after me, though. I mean, if Nintendo contacts me, guys, I think that's a win. Oh, okay, here it is, actually. I actually did find it, to be honest. Okay. I mean, hopefully they don't find this episode. No, we won't actually play it, but, oh, should I block the link so you don't know how to get to it? Then Nintendo probably won't come after me. Actually, this isn't even loading at all. It just has some basic controls, and then it isn't, or some basic information, then it doesn't load, sadly. But I bet there's other sites, but we're not gonna go hunting for emulators because, again, Nintendo would get angry. So, yeah. All right, let's see. Oh, most popular. We should have gone through this. Let's do the Dear Roku, You Ruined My TV. Now I'm wondering, because it's number 1 right now. A recent upgrade seemingly added motion smoothing with no way to turn it off, and I am losing my mind. Roku has made my TV unusable. On June 6th, my TCL TV's Roku OS was updated to version 13.0.0. Ever since, on everything I watch, there is motion smoothing. A TV and film persists deepest nightmare. Oh, no. I don't know, guys. I can't read. And there is no way to turn it off. By the way, I'm reading from the perspective of Kristen Radtick. I'm not probably saying that right. I apologize. But yeah, so this is an article on The Verge, as you can tell if you're reading on YouTube, from Kristen's perspective on how Roku. Oh wait, no, am I lying? Is this by? Oh no, I'm wrong. Okay, this is not. This is not Kristen's article. This is William Joel's article. I read the wrong thing. The image was by Kristen. This is by William Joel. He is a senior creative director for The Verge. And ever since, and everyone probably upgraded to this version, 13, on Roku OS, it added motion smoothing. And in this updated OS, Roku added a feature called Roku Smart Picture, which, according to the release notes, automatically improves picture quality dynamically as users stream. While Roku doesn't explicitly mention motion smoothing or what Roku calls action smoothing, the update has made it so that I and many others with Roku TVs see motion smoothing regardless of whether the picture setting is Roku Smart Picture or not. My TV didn't even support motion smoothing before this. Now I can't make it go away. All right. I gotta admit, with things like this, I wouldn't ever notice. I am so I wouldn't say non-observant, but I just, I can't even tell the difference half the time between, 27, no, what is it? 720p, I said 27, 720p and 4K. I honestly probably could tell, definitely not between 1080 and 4K. I just couldn't tell the difference. Maybe if they were side by side, but if you had me guess, no, I couldn't guess. If you just showed me one, nope. So definitely probably wouldn't notice. I love how I say definitely probably. But I probably wouldn't notice if motion smoothing was on my TV. It actually might be on my TV right now. I don't have a Roku TV. I do have a smart TV, Vizio. It might be on. I don't know. I would have no clue. I don't know the best TV settings for stuff like that. It's not something I'm good at noticing, and I also I'm really not that picky with TV settings either. So, all right. So there you go. This article goes on about how basically now he can't and other people can't remove this setting. It's annoying. Some people really mind stuff like this. There's the total opposite of the spectrum from me, where this would just annoy people for a long time. I know people like that, and that would be horrible. I'm very lucky that I don't know if I'm very lucky that I don't care, or if it would be better if I cared. I don't really know. I don't know where to be in this situation. But I would hate this. If I was someone, for other things, what's something I'm really picky about that other people wouldn't? That's a good question. I don't know. I would have to think about that for a while. I was trying to think of a personal example, but no, I don't know. I can't actually come up with one. But there are people that this would highly annoy, and obviously there are, because this article was written. So hopefully Roku fixes this problem. They contacted Roku, from what I know, but they haven't really fixed anything. So yeah, so not good. Let's put it that way. All right. Let's see what else. Should we maybe let's switch up today's episode. Let's see what's going on. Is there anything going on Twitter? I was just trying to see if there was any cool, because there's been some projects that I wanted to highlight recently. That I wanted to see if I could find any. No, I can't. All right, yeah, I can't. There are just some projects, but I might as well just contact them and be like, yeah, we should come on TSARP. But yeah, so, all right, let's see. Should we go over to TechCrunch? I went over to TechCrunch last time for some more tech news, but it wasn't that great. But I think we found one topic. Let's see. TechCrunch. All right. TechCrunch, startup and technology news. All right. This one's actually good. Epic Games calls out Apple for rejecting its game store in the EU. Whoa, this is wild. So if you don't know, there's been a ton of EU regulations on Apple recently, basically saying that they, that they need to allow sideloading, allow new app stores on their platforms, and on their devices, and Apple's complied so far in the EU, but now Epic Games says that Apple is rejecting their new game store, not allowing them to put it on the App Store, which is a little annoying. Fortnite maker Epic Games has hit a stumbling block in its plans to bring the company's alternative app store, the Epic Games Store, to the EU, as now permitted by the EU's Digital Markets Act. Epic Games announced earlier this year it planned to bring both the digital storefront and its flagship game, Fortnite, back to iOS in Europe. Now, Epic says Apple has rejected its submission twice over concerns that its game store looked too much like Apple's own App Store, which is interesting because that it would look too much like the App Store. I don't think we have any pictures though to compare. Let's see. Maybe it's here on Twitter. Twitter's got everything, guys. No, they don't. So yeah, they don't. Okay. Oh, but they do say this. So Apple has rejected our Epic Game Store submission twice now, claiming the design and position of Epic's install button is too similar to Apple's get button, and that our in-app purchases label is too similar to the App Store's in-app purchases label. We are using the same install and app purchases naming conventions that are used across popular app stores on multiple platforms that are following a standard convention for buttons in iOS apps. We're just trying to build a store that mobile users can easily understand. And basically, this is very weird. So they're saying that Epic Games is like install button and in-app purchases label is too similar, and that's why they're not allowing them on the platform. I couldn't imagine. I mean, it just sounds now that they're like kind of making excuses for not letting them on because they just don't want them on the App Store. But what I don't get is that Apple, no matter what, isn't making money from this app store, from the, this new act, no matter if there are new app stores or not, because Fortnite's still not on their app store, and they're never going back, so they might as well just have Fortnite available on the phones, I would think, unless they just, like, really want to be like, just be like, no, this shouldn't exist, and they're still, like, really trying to reject this. But, I mean, also, you would think they would want to make customers happy, but I guess not. So I don't know, it's just very strange, but I wish we got this in the US. I wish I could play Fortnite on my phone. It would be great. You can though with like the Xbox Live app, like I don't know if it's called Xbox Live app. It's called something. Maybe the Xbox Game Pass. It could be. I forget. There's a way to play on the iPhone. Can't remember though. But that would be an alternative to someone like me living in the U.S. Or just anywhere else besides the EU, because it's only in the EU that they have to do this. So, I mean, I wish I don't know. Like, it's weird because I feel like the U.S. has a different opinion on things like this. I mean, we have a lot of antitrust laws, and this is an EU antitrust law, so you would think it would violate both of those, but I guess not. But I guess I also want less regulation. I don't know. This is kind of getting outside of my knowledge field. But anyway, it's not great for us consumers who want to play Fortnite on our phones. Let's put it that way. All right. Let's see what else is here. Oh, apparently Amazon's getting EU scrutiny. I thought it was actually let's go into this. So I had mentioned that it was in the news that Meta and Apple were the ones violating they were both the ones violating the new rules by the EU. Now, Amazon's also facing EU scrutiny over recommender algorithms and ads transparency. So, in its last step targeting a major marketplace, the European Commission sent Amazon another request for information Friday in its relation to its compliance under the bloc's rulebook for digital services. Wow, that's a lot. So basically what this means is that Amazon is the EU wants more information on how Amazon is using how they're using these algorithms, right, to suggest products, and they want transparency on the ads that they're putting on the platform and stuff like that, because Amazon's recommender algorithm to decide how you get recommended different products is very, very advanced, and it's actually crazy how it works in general, because basically what it does is it uses the past things you've bought, in what time frame, and also other things you've been looking at, and how long you literally collects data on everything, and then from that data it can say, okay, this is the product they'll want next, and it's so good that it will make you buy more than you ever would have before, because you didn't know that, you didn't know that you even wanted that. But Amazon did, and now they showed it to you, and now you're probably going to buy it, which is why these algorithms are so crazy, and that's why the EU wants information on them. They don't even want to really, do anything bad yet. They just want information, because it is, because they're kind of concerned by how these algorithms work. So we'll have to see what happens. And if they don't comply with the EU, they're probably going to inflict harder restrictions like they have on companies like Meta and Apple. So we'll have to see. I mean, honestly, it's good and bad, right? How these algorithms work. One, you get products you really, really want. They know how to to show you the things you want, which is great if you're, if you want to go on a shopping spree, or want, or something like that. But if you don't, right, if you're trying to save money and you go on Amazon to order one thing, right, and now these algorithms are recommending you more and more things to buy, and you're like, oh, I do want that, or even you think you need that, right, just because these algorithms are sending them to you, it's probably not a great thing. So actually, this gave me an idea for a product. Now, you would pretty much be competing with Amazon, so it might not be the best startup to start. Sell the idea to Amazon maybe, but basically it could be you take a friend's algorithm, right? They shop. It would really have to be an Amazon feature because they have the most information. But it's like if Amazon released a feature where it recommends the perfect gift for you to buy someone using this algorithm, that would be a great implementation with probably very little downside, right? Because you want to buy a gift for someone, so you use it specifically to get a great gift, right? And it's for someone else too, so you have no desire for it, so it kind of gives you a great gift, but you have less of the impulse to buy it quickly, right? And it would be pretty cool. The only thing is, right, you might not want your friends knowing someone knowing exactly what you've been buying, possibly, so that might be a little information problem. But besides, there would be a cool gifting feature, right, to be able to just pick the perfect gift for someone through Amazon, especially with Amazon's reach. People would probably really like that feature. You could even probably make it like a Prime feature, throw it into Prime. But anyway, I think that would be a cool thing. Maybe some problems with it though. But all right, I think we're gonna end off today's episode at 2:30. Guys, I've done a lot today. I did Young Minds and Market Finds, then Timmy's podcast. Now an hour and a half of this. I think we're gonna have to end off a little early, at 2:30. But let's get one more topic in. Oh no, I went to the homepage. Well, actually, I kind of meant to go to the homepage. Okay, Amazon's eraser tool. TechCrunch and The Verge share a lot of the same stuff, actually. But here's an article about Threads. A lot of these, a lot of them are similar. A new app for teens. No, that's actually an old app for teens. All right, let's take a look at this. Let's finish it up with this. More Amazon news, but apparently I didn't even know this existed. Amazon retires its Astro for Business security robot after only 7 months. So this robot looks pretty cool, actually. I wish this did exist. I don't know why they're getting rid of it. That would be cool. But all right, so here you go. That's what it looks like if you're on YouTube. Amazon has decided to discontinue its Astro for Business device, a security robot for small and medium-sized businesses, just 7 months after launch. In an email sent to customers and employees on Wednesday provided to TechCrunch, the reason for putting Astro for Business on the shelf is simple. Amazon wants to focus on its home version of Astro. Launched in 2021, the home version offers home security, pet detection, message delivery, a cargo bin capable of carrying up to 4.4 pounds, and more. Okay, so that's nice to hear, because I was like, this thing sounds pretty cool, right? Home security is very important, and a cool little robot to go around your house and make sure you're safe would be pretty awesome. But if they're discontinuing it, that would be annoying. But no, they're only discontinuing the business side, which that makes sense. Like, for a business, you're probably, if you're small enough, you probably don't really need that much security. But if you get to a certain point, you're just going to have a security team, you know? And then there's better tools, right, for than a little robot like this. But all right, so that does make sense. And they said, we're fully committed to our vision of bringing world-class consumer robotic solutions to the home, an Amazon spokesperson said in a prepared statement. To accelerate our progress and ongoing research to make Astro the best in-home robot, we've made the decision to wind down support for Astro for Business. We're excited about the in-home experiences we're inviting for Astro and look forward to sharing more in the future. So really, if you did really want this for your small business or medium-sized business, you could just buy one for the home. I mean, I don't think it's going to be that different. I really don't know how it could be. Maybe just some difference, like small differences. But if you really love this tool or really love the idea, you could just buy a home version. Setup might be a little different, but you know, yeah, I think that would be cool. So Astro for Business robots will no longer function starting on September 25th, which is weird. Why are they just... I don't know. I don't know why they make them no longer function, and just instead just not have any new updates going to them. Because I bet they're a subscription, right? So you might as well just have the software still going with the subscription. I don't know. The company recommends that consumers recycle the security robots through Amazon's recycling program, which will cover the shipping costs. This is wild, though, that they had it out for 7 months, told everyone to buy it, and now you can no longer use it, which is wild. So although the company did not specify how many business customers were impacted by this discontinuation, it is clear that they were not, or that there were not enough customers for Amazon to continue investing in the devices. They were priced at $2,350 and were accompanied by 3 subscription plans, priced at $60 per month, which offered features like programming routes. Amazon also offered 2 optional subscriptions, allowing users to pay $20 per month for features like ring alarms and motion detectors, and an additional $99 per month for human agent support and monitoring. All right, so I think that about wraps it up for this last topic and for the episode. Go check out the beginning of this episode if you missed it, or go check out Young Minds and Market Finds, which happened today, and stay tuned for my interview to come out on Timmy's YouTube channel. So there you go. So much more coming. Don't forget to tune in on Monday for more TSARP. See y'all then. Bye bye.